Hey guys, and welcome to WWE Interviews here on Stinger Wild, where we bring you all of the biggest names and all of the coolest interviews in the world of WWE and professional wrestling. In today's interview, guys, it is the one and only Nature Boy Ric Flair, and he is talking with wrestling legend Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin, and they are discussing the boss. That's right, the big kahuna, Vince McMahon. And in this interview, Ric Flair gives his honest thoughts and opinions on Mr. McMahon. Flair talks about how Vince brought him back after WCW folded and just how much that meant to him. Stone Cold and Flair talk about Vince's work ethic and elaborate on just how much he really means to the wrestling world and everything he has done for it. So big props from the Nature Boy Ric Flair to Mr. Vince McMahon in this one. Let's go check it out.
Let's talk about Vince for a second. What's your relationship been like with Vince from when you first met him to where you're at now?
Oh God, here's another point. I can't say anything bad about him. I mean, he's treated me like gold. I mean, if he hadn't brought me back here, let's just say that when WCW folded, right? What if I never came back out? Look what we wouldn't be talking about half the stuff we talked about.
Yeah,
wrestling, Shawn, Hunter. Everybody, Undertaker, all this stuff, right? So that meant the world to me. He's always been there. When I've had financial woes through my divorces, he's lent me money, but I have paid him back. So that, I think he sometimes, he has, I mean, one time I was into him for $800,000, 800 grand. He said, I wouldn't lend my kid this kind of money. But I got my WrestleMania check from Shawn. Won't tell you what it was. It was a lot. Yeah. Biggest paycheck I ever got in my life, right? For deposit only, handed it back to him. And he must have, because he called me. He said, if you want me to write this off, I won't hold it against you. In other words, if I wanted to go bankrupt,
right,
I won't hold it against you. I said, no, I'll pay back. And I paid him back every dime. Interest, no interest, yeah. But 800 grand is a lot of money. Phantom income with a government, man, that it doesn't work.
But tell me if you'd agree with this. I always tell everybody, and I've had good times and bad times with Vince, and I always tell everybody I love working with the guy, and I learned more working with him than I did in college. But the thing I like most about Vince, other than his work ethic, when he shakes your hand, when he looks you in the eye, and tells you something's going to be done, it is done. You don't need a piece of paper. He's a man of his word.
Yeah. You're not an 80s heel anymore. 80s heels don't work in this business. You go over there and figure out what you're doing. You go watch that match. You go to the cafeteria right now, watch that match. Malenko, you go with him, and then come back and tell me why you get slammed off the top rope every night. Come back and tell me. Go watch it. You walk to that curtain, and if I know I've had a good match, I just didn't even look at him. But if I know that it's something like he didn't like, I can't peek through the hole. What's up, boss? See what he's doing. If he's either texting or talking or looking or going, hey, that.
I worked with Kurt Angle, I think it was San Jose or San Diego, somewhere. I thought we tore the house down. It was a big pay-per-view, and he didn't like it at all. Yeah. And let me know he didn't like it. Yeah. And so sometimes you have those come to Jesus meetings with him. But at the end of the day, all he wants is the best you got. Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's what he gives you, the best he's got.
He's a man of his word.
A man of his word.
You can't ask for any more. I mean,
no, you can't.
That's it. In this world, in the world of big business, he shakes your hand. And I'll tell you something else he wouldn't do. He's had to slow down a little bit now, but he would never ask you or me or anybody else to do something that he wouldn't do.
Oh, I said it time and time again, because I busted his ass, steel chairs and bumps off the cage. That was his idea. I've always said that about the guy. So anyway, swig a beer.
The run with you and him, or you jumping on top of him? I mean, we're sitting down here. I'm going, I don't think WCW realizes that they ain't going to be open much longer. I was cheering. I was going, oh, yeah.
That being said, I wish I think I wish the Monday Night Wars would have ended different. I wish WCW would have kept running and maybe we didn't buy it, because I believe this world is better with competition, and I don't consider any other commodity a viable competition.
Well, the thing with those, it's easy for you to sit up here and say you wish you to work there. You would have gone out of your mind, because you're up here with a professional guy, where there's a game plan that starts WrestleMania the day after WrestleMania. Down there, Guys get there at 5 o'clock. The show starts live at 8. Nobody knows what's going on. 4 different camps, Hall, Nash, Sting, Luger, Flair. Our camp was just trying to figure out a way to get to the bar and get away from the insanity. I mean, it was just,
yeah.
And then Hogan and Savage, you know? And it was just no way to run a business. And once you've been up here and experienced that, like I had been, and you were here, right? I mean, do you think Stone Cold Steve Austin could have survived in that? You would have wanted to kill everybody. You'd have watched.
I ended up in the right place at the right time. I'm so thankful for Eric Bischoff firing me, and I would have never got this opportunity to stop by Philadelphia with ECW, have a cup of coffee, have a good come to Jesus meeting with Paul Heyman, teach me how to cut a promo, and then off the sunset into WWE. He was a bad gimmick, turned it around, and had a hell of a run. But
so a very interesting clip there, and at the end, Ric Flair talking there about the professionalism of Vince McMahon. He comments on Eric Bischoff and the way WCW was run and how that place just wasn't a professional outfit in the end. And that's a pity, right, because we all would have wanted to see WCW go on for a bit longer and keep those Monday Night Wars going, or reignite them at least. But in the end, Vince McMahon brought his competition. He purchased WCW and totally put them out of business. So nothing but good things there from Ric Flair and Stone Cold about Vince McMahon, and when you think about it, he really has done a lot for the wrestling business. Like it or not, he has brought the WWF, the WWE to our TV screens and helped give us all this entertainment over all these years. He runs his business, the WWE, very professionally, always has. Hulk Hogan himself has said the same thing about Vince McMahon. He always plans about a year ahead. So there is a man who knows exactly what he is doing. And you ask any WWE wrestler out there what they think of Mr. McMahon, and they will always have good things to say about him. He has dedicated his life to the WWE. He has even competed in a WWE ring, of course. Who can forget his most memorable feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and much more. All the crazy stuff he's done. Been a great heel, a great villain over the years. As I say, dedicated his life to the business. And as Ric Flair mentioned there in that interview, he would never ask you to do something he wouldn't do himself. And that is a real measure of the man. So thanks guys for tuning into the video. Remember, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Tell a friend about the channel. And we will catch you next time here on Stinger Wild for more WWE interviews. Thanks heaps guys for tuning into the video. Be sure to drop a scorpion death drop on that like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome pro wrestling action from the WWE, the WCW and much more.